The new creation man, Christ is all. The first part of this statement, we see the three most profound words in the Bible. Christ is all. It is difficult to comprehend the depth of this very statement. The Apostle Paul is the one who penned these very words. No man has taught him this, nor wrote a book on it, nor even spoke it until the time of Paul. For Paul received it by the revelation of Jesus Christ. The revelation that he had of Jesus went beyond all other believers of that time. It could possibly be said he had the greatest revelation of Jesus Christ of any human being. This revelation went beyond the life, the works, and teachings of Jesus in the flesh. It was so profound that he wrote these very words: Christ is all. Christ is all refers to the fullness of who he is and not so much to what he did, does, or will do, though it is included in that fullness. At some point of time in our understanding, it will become imperative to understand the difference between that he does and who he is. What he does, example, healing, miracles, gives blessings, etc., are all temporary, while who he is eternal. Christ is all refers to the fullness of all that he is. In Colossians chapter 1 verse 19, it says, "For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell." And in Colossians chapter 2 verse 9, Paul says it again, "For in him dwells all the fullness of the Godhead." It says that it pleased the Father. In other words, it was ordained and planned by the Father that the entire fullness of God. In this three verse, Paul uses the word all referring to the fullness of Christ. The term all means whole, every, always, everything. Paul uses this term to encompass the all fullness of Jesus Christ. This literally means that every attributes, character, nature, and everything of God dwells in Christ and is Christ. Christ is everything and all the fullness of God. This is the direction we need to start expanding our knowledge of who Christ is. The great hindrances of knowing and seeing the fullness of Christ. One of the greatest hindrances in knowing and seeing the fullness of Christ is by our limited and natural concept of Him in the flesh. This includes everything from His virgin birth, His life on earth, His teachings, His works and miracles, up to His death on the cross. All of this is very important, but if our understanding of Him is limited to this, we fall way short of learning and growing into His fullness. We will still think of Him as a merry man who is separated from us, who comes to us when we need Him and leaves us when we are bad. We visualize ourselves like the disciples of Jesus before the cross, walking with Him down the road, when in truth, I am in Him and He is in me. This is what hinders us from learning that Christ is all and in all. Most of our theology today revolves around three aspects of Christ: Christ in the flesh, historically, past tense; Christ at the right hand of God, present tense; and Christ as the soon coming King, future. All of these aspects of Him are true, but is limited and easily understood by the natural mind. Most all religious and even non Christians believe this. Paul recognized this natural understanding that the believers in the Corinthian church had of Christ and instructed them in his epistle. Even though we have known Christ according to the flesh, yet now we know him thus no longer. He exhorted and prayed for all believers to have a revelation of the fullness of Jesus Christ, may be able to comprehend with all the saints what is the width and length and depth and height. To God be the glory. God bless you.